That was a very interesting speech, packed a lot. I heard the mention of my country, Zambia, and the 250 million slash allocation on some programs via USAID as well as other countries as well. I think the big broad message that the president is communicating to the entire continent is that what we had seen in the past uh, is not going to fly anymore. The allocations towards aid, we know USAID has been closed. All that era is gone, and we've come into a new era of perhaps, economic and trade diplomacy, I hope. But then also we are in an era that is being framed as one of promoting efficiency, government efficiency. So I think the message that African countries must be taking from this is how can they work with the US government to ensure that they work towards efficiency as well, because
Some,
the aid
right.
era is gone.
Sombo, you mentioned that, and I'm thinking, of course, when the president came again into this second term of his presidency, he did stress on America first. What should that mean for Africa? How should Africa take that message?
Yeah, America first means everybody else is second or last. Okay, so we can definitely say it's not Africa second, it's probably Africa last. And I think that African countries must be looking within for a start and consolidating other partnerships that they have, not writing off the US. I think seeking ways to work in a better way with the United States of America. I said a little earlier, focusing on efficiency. Can the US work with African governments to enhance efficiency, for example? And can we trade a little bit more? We know that right now China trades more with Africa than the US trades with Africa. So can African countries be positioning themselves to trade a little bit more with the United States? I think that's sort of the direction that we should be taking.
We haven't had the president talk about tariffs in Africa. We had him talk about them in southern, the southern countries here, China and all of that. But how might trade tariffs impact Africa?
They will impact the continent negatively, sadly. And it's because Africa is a net exporter of raw materials. So because we just produce raw materials and we export that, once countries that are finishing off those raw materials into actual goods and services that are needed on the market are hit by tariffs, we get hit as well. Just the other day, I was reading the story about the chocolate company Lindt and how it's working towards navigating the tariffs that are coming. And they import some of their cocoa, most of it from Ghana. So tariffs are going to hit African countries negatively. And I think countries need to be thinking and preparing what kind of strategy they have to put in place to mitigate the negative impacts from that.